That is the deal with D&D. There are rules, but the DM wins every time. I never win. My monsters always die. What are you talking about? So it is less about rules and more about a social contract with your players about how fuzzy or strict they want it.
Are you a dungeon master looking for 5th edition adventures and other pre-made resources you can use in your D&D game? If so, Lair magazine has exactly what you need. Each monthly issue of Lair magazine contains 2 5th edition adventures complete with maps for use on virtual tabletops, plus a plethora of other GM resources, new monsters, puzzles, traps, magic items, NPCs, and more. DM Lair patrons receive a new issue of Lair magazine every month and also get bonus content such as map packs and additional 5e adventures. Reduce your prep time and improve your games with Lair magazine. Become a DM Lair patron today.
I like rules though. I like following the rules. I think that the rules give everybody a solid foundation of how things work, and like it's the structure of the game. It's the format of the game, the foundation of the game. Like it sets expectations. When there are rules and they're published and your players know what the rules are, and the dungeon master knows what the rules are, and people are following the rules, those are the expectations. We know how things work. I know that if I want to grapple somebody, that this is what it does. And I know that it is an opposed check between my strength and their strength or acrobatics. Like, you know, like when we have rules, it just helps everybody to play the game and approach it from on the same page. When you don't have the rules, or the rules are up in the air, and it's all left to DM fiat and judgment calls in the moment, because if there are no rules, who else is making those decisions but the dungeon master? Then things are more nebulous and you're not sure. And then you're really relying upon your trust in your dungeon master. And, you know, because you don't know what the rules are up in the air. And so they're just kind of deciding things. And then it's like, well, maybe you got a wonderful dungeon master and everything's going to be super fair. And they're going to be able to keep everything straight up here. All of their past rulings, you know, and the new ones and stuff. But maybe you got a pretty bad dungeon master. They're kind of a jerk, you know, and they're going to make rulings that favor them and their bad guys. Or even worse, they're going to make rulings that favor certain players' characters and don't favor other players' characters for reasons, you know. And so I feel like when you don't have that structure of rules and you don't have that foundation and those expectations aren't set, that you could go south at varying velocities depending upon the players and the dungeon master, I guess. So there is that risk there when you're just playing really loose and fast with the rules. Whereas when you have the rules and people follow the rules, then I think you have less of the chance of someone feeling like, hey, that's not fair. Well, actually, it's in the rules and we're following the rules. So it actually is kind of fair, because that's the rules set the expectation of fairness. Those are my thoughts on the rules and why I follow the rules for the most part.